Hi guys, it's Running with Scissors. So I tend to lead my life as a fairly cautious person. I'm not really known to take big risks or put myself into unnecessary danger, but every now and again my impulses get the best of me and I end up making really stupid decisions. And this one time, such a decision almost got me into very serious trouble. So I was going to Six Flags with a friend of mine, and the guy she was dating at the time came with us, and so did his brother. And so she was hanging out with her boyfriend the whole time, and I was hanging out with his brother. So we were waiting for a concert there to start, and the band was taking forever to come out, so my friend's boyfriend's brother— I am not calling him that for the rest of the video. I think his name was Levi? I'm gonna say his name was Levi. Okay, so Levi and I decided that we were going to go ride Mr. Freeze before the concert started, so we ran off really quick and went over to where the ride was, and the line was super long, and we were like, okay, there's no way that we can wait in line long enough to be able to ride the ride and then not miss the concert completely. So we decided that we're gonna ride Batman instead, and we're like, oh, that's a less popular ride. The line probably isn't as long. So we went over there and the line was just as long, and we're like, oh man, I really wanted to ride a ride before the concert started. Then this brilliant idea popped in my head that I was like, hey, I've never cut in line before, so why don't we just cut in line and ride the ride that way? And keep in mind, I was about 14 or 15 years old when this happened, so I would probably never do that now. Please don't think I'm a horrible person. But anyways, yeah, so I was like, hey, let's cut in line, and I made up a story that I was like, hey, if someone tries to stop us, we can say, oh, well, our friend is at the front of the line, they went off without us, we're trying to catch up to them, the person in front of us won't let us by, kind of thing. And he was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So we decided we were going to do that. So we are pushing through the line, we're like, oh hey, our friend is up there, we gotta get through, and everyone was like really cool because they didn't expect that we were being giant douchebags. But, so we were nearly to the front of the line. We didn't want to stop at the very front of the line because obviously that would be way too obvious that we were cutting. And we were like, okay, this is good enough, let's just shuffle along with the line, move naturally, and all of a sudden I hear this screaming, and I turn around and there's just this huge lady. Like, I was really tiny skinny back then, so she probably made up about 3 or 4 of me, and she was in my face screaming at me, going like, are you skipping? Are you skipping? And it scared the crap out of me, and she was like, she knew that we cut in line, and yeah, so we were like, oh no, we're not doing that, and we were like, oh, our friend was up there, this guy in front of us won't let us by, like, and we were like trying really hard to calm her down because she was so angry. And I was so terrified because I was just this tiny little 14-year-old kid, and yeah, so she had a bunch of friends with her too, and they were all getting on our case and yelling at us, and so we were like, okay, well, if you really want to, you can get in front of us. And they're like, yeah, we're going to. And she's like, if I find out you're skipping, I am going to beat your ass down. I don't know if that's exactly what she said, but it was something like that. Yeah, so we let them by, and the entire time we were in the line, they were all talking amongst each other very conspicuously about how they were going to beat us up. And it was very terrifying. Yeah, so we finally got through the line. We tried our best to just ignore them, not pay attention to them. We were scared out of our minds. And we go to get on the ride, and we watched the people in front of us, and the lady that was screaming at us walks across the ride and stands by the exit. And she just stands there, and Levi was like, oh my god, she's waiting for us. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. She's gonna beat me and I'm gonna die. And we were both taking karate lessons at the time, so we didn't even enjoy the ride. Like the entire time we were just trying to make a fighting strategy, and I was like, I was probably maybe like a red belt in karate. He was like a green belt. And I was like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. And we were like planning and preparing for a fight. And so the ride ends and we look around and they are nowhere to be seen. And we're like, oh my god, where did they go? And then all of a sudden Levi does this. And I was like, what? And he was like, she was too fat to ride the ride. And I was like, oh. So yeah, we got off the ride and we were making our way back to the concert and we saw them and we ran like faster than I've ever run in my life. I don't run. I don't like running. I just don't. I ran. I hightailed my ass out of there. I was not about to fuck around with that. But yeah, so we did make it back to the concert in time. The band came out and they played my favorite song. So yay, happy endings all around. Yeah, so that was the story about how I almost got my ass kicked at Six Flags. Moral of the story, never ever ever cut in line. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I thought it was kind of a funny story. I don't know. It wasn't funny when it was happening, but after I got back from it, I was like, that was kind of funny. But whatever. If you liked the video, hit the like button or whatever, and subscribe. Yeah. Have a good day, and I will see you later. Bye.